All right, there has been a Levrone sighting, and I have a very credible report of it and a report of what he's looking like. This happened just last weekend at a powerlifting meet that Kevin attended, and happens to be a bunch of people that I know went. Whole group went together. I'm not going to give any names because I didn't run this by anybody. They just told me, one of them told me, shared it with me the other night at the gym, and I thought it was pretty interesting because it's such a credible source from this guy's perspective, because he is a very big guy, very muscular guy, and lean and big. So the difference is, not that anybody else doesn't have two good eyes themselves and can give you a good report also if they would see him, and wouldn't make it any less credible, except that bigger guys are not as easily impressed. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like you're looking at a guy that has so much size on you that it overwhelms you and you say, my God, that's so gargantuan. No, this guy is a big dude himself. Big muscular guy, big arms, big legs, big chest, wide back, small waist, in pretty good shape. He's a strength guy primarily, powerlifter, very strong, crosses over into bodybuilding, and big bodybuilder. So when he tells me what his impression was of Kevin Levrone standing next to him, then that seems like a pretty credible source to me. I take it pretty seriously. And he told me that although Kevin was wearing a sweatshirt, he was just attempting to stay covered up and keep everything under wraps. He didn't really want to reveal much, but he did have his forearms exposed, and of course his face and neck and jazz. And now the way things drape on people, you can see when they're in shape, you can see how big they are. Clothes can hide a lot, but when you're really that muscular and you're in pretty good shape, they don't hide that much. I mean, you can look at the face, you look at the forearms, you look at what's exposed, you can see the hardness or the leanness in this case, or both. And he told me Kevin looked enormous. That's what he told me. Waisted small, shoulders wide. He told me he looked enormous. This is an enormous guy saying this. So, and I even asked him, I said, I think that he's going to look great just because it's Kevin Levrone. I'm sure he's going to look great and aesthetic. But even for him, has this been enough time that he's going to be that big that he can actually stand next to some of these guys and be a threat? Not just have the aesthetic, which I'm sure he's going to have. Not just have the quality, which I'm sure he's going to have. But is he going to have that size also? Enough size to stand next to these dudes and potentially unseat some of them. Push these guys down the ladder a little bit in placing. And he told me, yeah, he looks like he probably could. And I said, well, he's probably not going to be that big, but I'm sure he's going to look great. If he'd had more time, if he came back and did it again next year, then I can see it. But I don't see that he's going to be that big in that much time. Everything, legs and everything. Now, he told me, he said, he looks pretty big. So, coming from him, it's not like it's a guy that just looks at any pro and says, oh, that guy's overwhelming. No. He's a big dude. Tall also. So for him to say that carries a little weight. Now I'm thinking, wow, I knew he would look good, because he's put himself on the spot. Everybody's expecting, everybody and their brother is watching. So I know he's unfailingly, I know he's going to look good, but is he going to be that big enough? And apparently it looks like he's on track to do that. It looks like he is going to be big enough. And he's going to have that. He's going to have the conditioning. That's a given. He's going to do that. He's going to look good. He's got the aesthetic. It's his physique and it's genetic and it's muscle memory. He's going to look good. And now apparently word is that he's that big. So we'll see. To tell you the truth, the pictures that were leaked, he looked great, but I'm a big dude myself. So I'm, yeah, he looked good, but he looked national level good, but does he look pro level today against those guys good? Well, according to this guy, who's a very reliable source and knows what he's looking at, right next to him, he said, yeah, he does. So now I'm even more excited. I was excited about it before, and I definitely have to see it. I want to see the show. I want to see him do, the impossible. I want to see it. I think it would be incredible. So if he, it looks like it's shaping up that he's not going to disappoint. I mean, he gets thumbs up anyway. You know what I mean? He's already gets a thumbs up just what he's accomplished. And I mean, he's a legend, and that status is firmly cemented. One of the best, if not the best in different people's opinions, physique to ever grace a stage. Aesthetic-wise, just incredible. Hard to find flaw, hard to find fault. So that's already done. He's already secured that. If he comes out this year and he is all that, that's going to be, nobody can even equal that, right? I mean, who can beat that? The story of his bodybuilding career. So very interested. Stay tuned, and you got to root for him, man. You got to root for the guy. You got to root for him. He's doing something that nobody else has ever done. I'm rooting for him 100%. So we'll see. Apparently he's going to make good, big time. Not just good. He's going to he's a threat. He's a threat. So take it for what it's worth.